You're listening to the Monday Night Community Show with Daniel on BRFM.
This is the Daniel Monday Night Community Show on demand through YouTube. Thank you very much for choosing to listen to us through this method. If you'd like to keep up to date with when I add new interviews, then subscribe to this channel.
Muddlarks Drama Group proudly present Black Lily, a Preston mystery in 6 episodes. Episode 5. In last week's episode, judging was well underway at the Upper Middleton annual flower and produce show when...
Someone called for an ambulance.
Goodness, what on earth is going on out there?
Come quickly, the Colonel's been attacked.
What?
Oh dear. What's happened?
I had a phone call from the Colonel asking me to meet him at Miss Pocket's house because there had been some query about the trophy you brought for me. I had just pulled up at the house when the Colonel suddenly appeared, staggered into the middle of the road and collapsed. I managed to get him into the car and was going to drive him to the hospital, but he insisted that I bring him here.
Dolly, go and find Martha, please.
Ambulance is on its way. How is he?
He's got a nasty cut on the back of his head.
Henry. Looks like he's passed out.
Oh, where is she?
Oh, Dolly's gone to fetch her. Just sit back. The ambulance is on its way.
I'm fine, I tell you. Where is she?
He kept saying he had to stop her getting away with it, but it didn't make any sense to me.
Martha will be here any moment, Henry. Dolly...
Not Martha. Where's Abigail Pocket?
Abigail? She's right here. She telephoned for the ambulance.
I keep telling you, I don't need an ambulance. Call the police. Don't let her get away.
Who?
Abigail Pocket. She's the one who attacked me.
Abigail, what do you have to say about this? Really, that old duffer has gone too far this time. He's raving mad.
Calm down, Miss Pocket.
Oh, well, calm down.
Oh, Henry, what's happened? Are you badly hurt?
Stop fussing, woman.
Henry, what's this all about?
She's the one who broke into my place last month.
How can you be sure of that? You said yourself that you didn't get a good look at the intruder.
I recognised her by that cheap perfume she wears.
It's not cheap. It's Moonlight in Montana. It's 3 guineas a bottle.
But if Abigail was the intruder, what reason would she have to attack Henry today in broad daylight?
It's to do with the accounts. She's been taking money from the society.
I find that hard to believe. You would have noticed, surely.
Now, I imagine that at first it was just small amounts, perhaps for little treats such as expensive perfumes. And I've no doubt at first it was just a case of borrowing the money rather than stealing it. And until recently, she'd always managed to replace the money.
But why take the money from us at all? Why not use the money from her florist shop takings?
Because everyone's having to watch the pennies, and I don't suppose there's much profit to be made from selling flowers these days, especially if you have expensive tastes.
But I still don't understand why you broke into the Colonel's home last month, Abigail. If you were having money problems, why didn't you say? We're a small village, we all help each other.
That's just it. Everybody's sticking their noses into everybody's affairs. I don't want to be stuck in this backwater. I want the better things in life. But everything is so expensive. I don't see why I should have to save for months on end just for a little treat now and again. It seems so easy just to take it out of the society's account and then pay it back as and when I could. But you never found anything wrong with the account books, Colonel. You even said at the last meeting the book showed we had more than enough money to afford this year's trophy.
Yes, according to the books she gives me to audit, the society's finances are quite healthy. But I was sure she had another set of books that she used to keep track of all the money she borrows from the society. Mrs. Haynes guessed, as I had, that Abigail was somehow dipping into the society's funds and suggested that I staged a break-in. If there wasn't a second set of books, then we wouldn't be able to prove anything. But if there was a second set, it would confirm our suspicions.
In the meeting, Abigail tried very hard to get the committee to choose a cheaper trophy.
Because she knew that there wasn't enough money in the Society's bank to cover the cost.
Exactly. She assumed that the trophy would be the usual style, but when the committee insisted on a different one, she probably knew that she wouldn't be able to put the money back into the bank account before the trophy had to be paid for.
When Miss Poppy came to collect the trophy, she asked me if I would be willing to wait a few days for payment. She explained that the extras for this year's show had put a bit of a strain on the Society's purse. As she'd already put a small down payment on it when she ordered it, I saw no reason to refuse.
If only you'd wanted the usual cheap and nasty trophy, you'd never have found out.
I assume that your business has been in difficulties for some time, and you had to go to a money lender as well. Am I right, Abigail?
I couldn't keep up the repayments, the interest.
So you thought you'd steal my lily and sell it to the moneylender? But the plant itself is not valuable, only if it produces viable bulbs. You know that.
But they don't. They were willing to write off my debts if I gave them the lily.
But when you didn't succeed last time, you planned to replace the Colonel's plant at the show with an artificial one. Were you trying to discredit the Colonel? Perhaps make everyone believe the Colonel was some sort of fool?
He does that very well by himself. Abigail! I was going to wait until we had to leave the marquee for the judging before I switched Henry's plant with the one that I'd made up. But then I saw him leave about 20 to 2, and I knew he was going over to my house.
So you switched the plants and went after him?
If the old fool had gone to his own house, I wouldn't have had to stop him.
But when you saw him go into your house, you crept up behind him and hit him with
my bag. But in the heat of the moment, I'd forgotten that I'd put the lily in the bag, still in its pot.
Ah, so that's why Preston jumped up at Abigail. He knew the lily was in her bag. Sorry, Preston. If I'd realised, I might have been able to stop her.
I thought I killed him. You have to believe I didn't want to hurt him.
But then Abigail heard Mr. Barnard call out for an ambulance and guessed that Henry had been found sooner than she intended. So she pretended that she'd called for the ambulance. I'm sorry, Henry. I didn't think she would actually attack you.
What do you want to do about this, Colonel? I personally think that we should send for the police.
Well, by rights, Abigail should answer for her actions. But there's no real harm done. I can see the funny side of it all now.
But Abigail attacked you.
Abigail, can I see the contents of your bag?
Oh, Henry, there's not much left of your lily.
Oh, well, I suppose I shall have to start again.
But what do you want to do about Abigail?
I don't want to go to prison.
I'll make a deal with you. I will clear your debt with the moneylenders. It'll still be a loan, and you will have to repay it. But it will be interest-free, on condition that you live within your means. And no more moonlighting Montana.
I'm not sure until I agree with all this.
It's the Colonel's decision.
I suppose so. What's your dog barking at, Mrs. Haynes?
Oh, of course. Martha, can you have another look in Abigail's bag?
The trophy! Well, it looks like Henry's Black Lily has at least got the first prize.